Are you an investor who uses fundamental analysis for your investments? If yes, you need to try our new software, Forecaster Terminal. Here we are on the home page of the Forecaster software, where very simply we can choose any financial instrument. Let's take an example with Apple. We just need to type in the name, and by clicking on the fundamental icon, we go directly to the page related to fundamental analysis. Here we are quickly warned that in a fortnight, Apple will announce upcoming profits. Immediately below, we find the most important data concerning the company, and just below the most interesting part of the forecaster's fundamental analysis tool, namely the calculation of fair value. In addition to all the financial data and ratios for previous years, which we can find both annually and quarterly, we have the fair value of the stock calculated by the most popular calculation methods. In Apple's case, we have the discounted cash flow, which reports a value of 216.92, the Peter Lynch method 168.03, and the economic value added, which reports a value of 158.70. In this box, we have the average of the three fair values, a value which, when compared to the market price at this time of Apple's stock, tells us that the stock is overvalued by 1.31%, at this time correctly valued by the market. If, for example, we want to use only one of the methods, in this case the discounted cash flow only, we will simply uncheck the other methods so that we have precisely the result with the relative over-underestimation of the single method. In this case, using the discounted cash flow method, Apple's stock is undervalued by 18.13%. Moving further down the page, we find the part on company soundness where we have the Altman Z-score, a particular parameter invented by Professor Altman that tells us how sound a company can be and what the company's risk of bankruptcy is. In Apple's case, we have a value above 2.99, which makes it an absolutely solid company. In addition to the Altman Z-score, we also have the Piotrowski F-score. We find the description of this parameter here as well, and again we find a parameter that returns a good result, since with a Piotrowski score above 6, we can consider the company healthy. Let's go down the page again where we find revenue by product, so how the revenue of the company under review is composed. And still further down, we find insider transactions, the buying and selling of the stock by the company's management. Need an example of an undervalued stock? PayPal. Again, from the home page of the software, we simply select PayPal, and again we go directly to the fundamentals section. As we can easily see, the revenues and profit have been growing for several years, and the average fair value calculated using all three calculation methods return a value of 140.57, equal to an undervaluation for the stock of 140.50%. Really attractive. It is noteworthy that in the insider transactions section, several managers are purchasing PayPal shares, including CEO Daniel Schulman. PayPal stock is very interesting because even if we exclude the fair value calculation method that returns the highest value, the discounted cash flow, we get a fair value of 186.86 for the stock, equal to an undervaluation of 86.24%. What do we understand from this example? That even by remaining very conservative, we are looking at a company that is undervalued by the stock market. Fundamental analysis is not the only function available in the Forecaster Terminal. On the Forecaster Terminal, we can also find the COT report. Clicking on this icon takes us to a page where we find all the future contracts for which the COT report is available. By clicking, for example, on crude oil, we go to the dedicated page where we can find all the different categories of market participants, and of course, very nice charts to see and analyze the COT report. Net positions, long positions only, and short positions only. For each financial instrument, there is also the seasonality section, where we can analyze dozens of years and seconds. And if, for example, we spot a trend on the chart that we want to exploit, we will simply scroll down the page further to see the detailed statistics of any trade made on these specific dates. Further down in the page, we find the detail of each trade. For each instrument, we also have the overbought, oversold section, where we have several indicators to help us understand whether the price is near a top, or a bottom. And thanks to the Wyckoff indicator and the speed indicator, we can go looking for divergences between prices and the market that would indicate a trend reversal. However, each indicator is explained simply by clicking on the info box next to the indicator name. If the Forecaster terminal has intrigued you, I invite you to try it for free for 24 hours at www.forecaster.biz.